Welcome, everyone. This is Mike Dotterer, and you're on Champions on the Dot, and we're brought to you by Seymour Putters. Payne Stewart won the U.S. Open using a Seymour putter, and my buddy Jim Grunberg, he's the CEO of Seymour, and it's a great putter. So just go to SeymourPutters.com, and it's a great putter. But in any event, let's get right to this great show we have for you tonight. I'm so excited because I'm going to be bringing on a man that I've known since we were in high school and we were teammates. He helped me get a scholarship to college, and he helped me because he was our fullback, and he was not just my fullback. He was the fullback for one of the greatest high school running backs in Southern California history, Kerwin Bell. And he was my fullback. And then the next year he was a senior and blocked for Kerwin Bell. They won the CIF championship and probably one of the greatest high school football teams ever. And anyway, after high school, he went to college and he decided he wanted to get into the fire profession, the fire prevention profession. And he worked his way up the ladder and he became a captain of the fire department in Long Beach. And it's an honor to have him come on. And his name is Mark Churchward. Mark, welcome to Champions on the Dot, my friend.
Good evening for you, Michael. Nice to be here. And you can see I'm wearing my LA County Fire Engine 51 in honor of the show Emergency. Roy and Johnny, great training film from back in the 70s. That's a great time. But these are the guys out there fighting the fire with LA City this week for the last 10 days, actually.
Well, Mark, why don't you just share with everybody, because I've gotten to know your family through the years. You know, we go back to high school. You've got great siblings, your parents. I got to know your parents. Your dad was awesome. Loved to talk baseball with your father. So why don't you just talk about your family, your amazing career in high school football, and then how did you transition? How did you get into the fire prevention profession? And then obviously we're going to talk about, what's going on in California with the whole fire situation. So go ahead.
I've already talked about that, Mike, but the amazing guys were the guys behind me. I just happened to be there at the right place in the right time and be behind a whole slew of great players that we played with. And of course, our great coaches. So great players, great coaches, great time. Very lucky in our life to do that. But after high school, I did the Career Center in high school, and they said be a police officer or fireman, weirdly enough. So one of our buddies, Billy Reimer's dad was the fire chief at Santa Ana, and they started a new program, reserve program, where we'd be the fourth man in the engine, and we jumped on that. So then right away, I was only like 19 at that time, and then I turned 20 and tested for Orange County, and I got picked up right away. So that was graduating high school in 1980. I was on in April of 82. Very young, extremely immature. I don't know how I got through it because it seems like looking back upon it, I was a little young, but I made it through. So then I eventually had a great time in Orange County. Some of my best friends in the world are there, and we all retired from there. See them all so frequently. And then I went to Long Beach in 86. And but the biggest reason was, after 4 years in Orange County, it was a new from CDF to Orange County, and there just wasn't enough fire. I mean, I was a young kid. I wasn't even 20, 21, 22, 23, and I just need to see more fire. And when I went to Long Beach, I got plenty of fire, plenty of everything. It was a very diverse time in our country in the late 80s, a lot of racial instability, fires. We had the burnings, LA burning in 92. So that was all accumulated over years of stuff. So a great time to be a fireman, to see a lot of good action. Ended up at the fireboat, and sleeping's not overrated in the fire department. And by the time, probably I was 45, and I was struggling with anxiety, basically, as Mike knows about that. I was struggling with anxiety, and I ended up working hard, get down the boat, and then only my great team, Long Beach Harbor, fantastic time. And then I finished my career there. It was fantastic. So my family's great. My son's testing for the fire department right now. He just tested for Orange County, and he's such a great candidate. And my daughter's a teacher, and my wife is fantastic. So I've been very lucky, and my family's all here. So it's all good, Mike. Can't complain. My golf game.
You got a great
12 handicap on my golf game.
Right. And hopefully you'll be using a Seymour putter. But no, you got a great family. Karen, please say hello to Karen for me and the kids. And you know what? We had quite a few teammates. If you can name some of our teammates that
from my particular year was Bill Reimer, Frank Sire, our quarterback. It was a fire out of Kansas City, outskirts of Kansas City, and Mike Perry, who was a running back when you were a senior. He blew his knee out against Fountain Valley. Big fireman, and he did his whole career from Santa Ana and Anaheim. And another guy named Jeff Ruman played baseball with us, and he was an LA County fireman, and he since retired. And who am I missing? Then players that played when I was coaching, Chong Kim, like 88, and Tim Creed both played for me when I was coaching, and they Chong's retiring this year, and Tim retired a couple years ago. Crazy that the guys I coach are retiring. So yeah, we had a lot of great guys. So and there's a lot more. There's lots more guys I even forgot that didn't play football but were firemen in other sports.
And Mark, with all the experience, you spent decades and decades in the fire world, and there's so many of us. I'm living here in upstate New York, and we have people that'll listen to this from all over the world. But you're right there in Southern California. And, I've got this background here, the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. It has 27,799 total emergency responses. And, every year California is dealing with these fires. And you just told me a story about a man who was able to save his home in Altadena. And, maybe everyone needs to have, whatever he did to help save his home. But what's going on in California as far as the leadership? What mistakes have we made? What from your perspective, if you could share, because you've got the knowledge, and I know a lot of people out there would love to hear your thoughts.
Well, this is only perspective. Remember, it's only perspective that here a guy retired sitting at home. But when we are in the job, we all trained. Yearly we had wildland fire training. Opened your emergency shield, your blanket, you put it over yourself in a fire. You don't know when you have to use it. Progressive hose lays, cutting the brush. And I remember for my last year, so I must have been in my early 50s, like 52, went to Palos Verdes with LA County Fire, and they ran every engine in Long Beach, particularly how to do progressive hose lay. How do you cut brush? How do you get in your fire shelter? So it's not like everybody's trained in all that. All in Southern California, all the guys are greatly trained in how to do the understanding of brush firefighting, wildland firefighting. This particularly is a little different because the Santa Ana winds, you should all know about the Santa Ana winds. Every year it's like this. There's not a season goes by that we don't have in October, from September, October, November, January. It'll be in February. The winds come down off the mountains, come down toward the shore. And so it could be light Santa winds, 15, 20, 30 miles an hour, heavier. But this particular case was more than heavier. So it's not like it's, in my opinion, we've had this before. We've had this weather before. They say up to 100. Yeah, but it's not unusual to have heavy Santa Ana winds that come in. What's unusual, if you look at it, is that what has happened around here in Orange County. If you can see my backyard, well, I don't know if you can't see that, but I live in what they call the urban interface, a wildland area just outside my window. So with that, let's first talk about insurance. 4 years ago, I have wilderness, it's like 300 yards away, and I was canceled. So when they talk about the fire insurance canceling you, Gavin Newsom's insurance commission all appointed people, all State Farm, all State, AAA, all trying to raise our rates 2, 3, 4% per year. And they would let them know, no, you can only raise it 2%. So after years of this, they determined that they couldn't cover the costs. So what they did, all the risky people like me, anybody lived on this street, all over, everywhere, all over Southern California, if you lived on a street facing the wilderness area by the Google Earth that they use, you were canceled. So I'm very familiar when they talk about all the people in Pacific Palisades that were canceled. That's what happened, because that is truly what's happened. And that it all starts with the government, our state government, making decisions by Newsom's appointees to not allow them to raise at a higher rate. So then what I do now, I'm in the California, they talk about the people of Palisades having to get the California Fair Plan, which I had to do. So I got like water insurance and accident insurance on the house. And then I have a separate plan with the Fair Plan, the California Fair Plan. So say 5 years ago, my insurance was, I've had no claims. My insurance was $800. Now it's $6,000 in 5 years. This is due to the state's plan of not letting insurance companies. So in the meantime, all these insurance companies are canceling you and they're moving out of California. So now we have less options. And if you're even so lucky to get insurance, like I'm struggling every year with my insurance guy to get me insurance. So that's one problem. And then secondly, through the state, you can see how their budget, Gavin talks a big game, but in the California, wilderness is everything. So if there's a gnat in the way, we have these fire breaks. Fire breaks are areas they put fire line with bulldozers, cut line, and it's supposed to be 1/2 the size of the brush. So if it's a 10-foot brush, due to our extreme rain last year, which every reservoir was full after the year, so we could have 15-foot brush out in the middle of out in the LA canyons right by where they had the fire. It could be 15, but they're not allowed to cut brush. From what I heard, and now this is only what. And they're not, because it could damage a gnat. It could damage a bee. So this is what I heard. And I'm not there in LA City, but they don't allow to cut. They don't allow you to cut trees down. So if you look at all the fires, they had a lot of trees right next to the houses. I saw pictures of some of these giant, 10-foot wide trees built right against the houses. And they're not allowed to cut down because they're, trees. So those are some of the things that go on with that. So I can't hear you, Mike.
So are you saying that if I had a home in, let's say, Altadena or Pacific Palisades, and I'm looking around saying, you know what, I got to cut this tree down because if I don't, it could catch on fire and it could, torch my house. I can't cut it down because the state says, no, you can't cut it down?
Well, those will go with the city under the state guidelines. So if you need to if you want to cut down like some old 100-foot oak that's been there for 100 years, that's bordering on your house. And if you go to Altadena, Pasadena, anywhere like by the Rose Bowl, those are plentiful, those big giant trees out in front of your house. And can you get a permit to cut it down?
So are you saying, because again, I've never been in this situation. So because there's fire, California, and what you just described is that you're living in an area where the Santa winds are going to come. And if you're preventative, you really have to look around and say, this tree, unfortunately, that I know this tree's been there for so many years, but see that your house, what was built, 80 years after that tree started growing. So, well,
these houses like in LA, if from, across, there are like many houses back east in Rochester, for example, that have been there for, 100 years or 75 since the, 1910s. It's Los Angeles City in that time, in Pacific Palisades later. But they put the trees in 70 years ago, and now those trees are very large. And For a lot of people, it's very expensive to cut down a 50-foot tree.
There's I was watching the news, because I was following it closely because one of my friends, Juan Carlos Lacey, he was a running back at Stanford. He originally grew up in Georgia. I got to know him, 20 plus years ago. And I saw his post last week. He lived in Altadena and his home was completely destroyed.
Right. So now we could talk about, first thing we heard, of course, was about the no water situation. And my son, his best buddy is a newly hired fireman, been on 8 weeks in LA City at Station 15 right by USC. And he gets a phone call. So he's already on the Malibu fire, which is just 6 weeks ago, which he's out there for 7-8 days in a row. New kid, seeing fires that is unbelievable. Comes back just in awe of what's going on. So he's last Tuesday's not first in, but on the first assignment down there to go in that way. So he's there Tuesday when it started within an hour. And we get a text here by 10 at night. He said they have no water. Hydrants are empty. So I'm like, as a fireman going, what are you talking about? It cannot be empty. It's all, talking about it. They have this pressure on these tanks on the hill and keeping their pressure. And there's virtually no way they'll pump water into it. Maybe because they're all open that their pressure's down. So you get the trickle. Well, the fact was they were out of water. The reservoir, they had 3 million gallon tanks they used by 10 at night, 1 million, second million, third million. And with all the open, that they used all the water without pumping from another area. They were out by 10 at night. Never heard of something like that. I mean, we know in Hawaii, when they burned down Lahaina, that there actually someone who turned off the water because he didn't. So that's a different situation. He actually turned the valve to turn off the water to the city. So it's a different situation. So then they find out that they actually have 111 million gallon reservoir on top, and it's empty. It's been out of service for a year, but nobody from what I heard here, and I've heard this many times last week, that nobody in the fire department knew that reservoir was empty. So, and that is who's that? That's a city. That's a person in the city that is in charge of the water department, a new hire that making almost $750,000 a year, and it can't notify anybody that she's closing reservoirs like that. That's another second thing. So you got, and then so let me talk. So then that's that. But for people living back east, let me compare what this firestorm was like. So when these fires get going, it creates almost its own storm inside these 100-mile-an-hour winds. If you can look at, if you're in a blizzard, freezing cold, windy cold, you go outside, you're freezing with the snow coming sideways at you. And if you're down in a hurricane and you have the same 100-mile-an-hour winds, a hurricane, when it hits shore and that water's coming sideways at you and you're knocking you over. Well, if you imagine that, but it's not water or it's not snow, it's hot embers coming from one house to another sideways at you. And where you have visibility in the snow, seeing snow, this visibility is smoke, hot smoke that is on the ground and blowing at 100 miles an hour. And if you could compare that, hot embers, flame, and every house is blowing up at the same time, then you can compare what you've been in a hurricane or been in a blizzard is like, except it's a lot more, you can get trees falling on you, which here in this stuff, trees are flying through the air, or not whole trees, but embers from fire, tree are flying through air. So that's a kind of a comparison, not water, snow, flame, heat, hot. So it's creating its own. And if you compare, so LA City has like 105 fire stations with 105 fire engines, and then, 60, 70 engines to reserve. And LA County has 177 engines, fire stations. I think they have 171 fire engines because some may be brush stations far away. But if there's 100 streets right away that are losing 15,000 homes, and people are saying they didn't see a fire engine, but they're there. There's just one for a street, and you got 20 houses going on a street. And I know I was just in Long Beach today talking to guys. They still have 10 engines out there, and in Orange County, they have a bigger department than Long Beach. They have 15 engines out there. So every organization sending engines, but the area is so vast that there's just it looked like nobody's there, and that's not counting Altadena and the other fires are going on. So there's only so many resources, and everybody's coming down. So that's if you want to compare that, that's what it's like. You like the comparison between fire and snow, Mike?
What is it?
That I just talked about the comparison. It's the same sideways.
Oh, right.
Flame.
Right.
I saw pictures of that. I was like, holy moly! And we talked about before. Just how many years ago? 6 years ago, they had the Paradise, which is that the campfire that burned down the whole city.
Yep, campfire. Yep.
Remember the Oakland Hills fire of many years ago that burned down many houses in the city of Oakland on the same Santa Ana winds up in Oakland. So I mean, this is not new, but maybe more than usual, but the wind is the same.
Well, that's the thing, it's not new. So, you mentioned that there's this one fella. Was it in Altadena or was it Pacific Palisades?
I think it was Altadena because I thought he was talking about Paradise or they're talking about Pacific Palisades.
And what did he do? What could you share with the audience?
Yeah, a guy did reports that he knew he was in bad situations, so he set up a sprinkler system on his roof. And when he knew there was a fire, he actually had to get up on his roof, or he had prefabricated lengths of PVC with sprinklers. And he said they're the old-fashioned type. And so he put it on the roof, on the eaves, started it up, and the fire was coming, so he bailed. So he didn't know if his house could be survived or not. So when he came back, because he just turned the sprinklers off, so when he came back, you could see the fire went to wherever the sprinkler stopped, like when it went up in just to where the water ended. So is that something for these guys rebuilding, that they need to build their own sprinkler system inside the building, inside what they're doing? I mean, that would seems like this guy got it right. And then I saw other guys that had portable pumps, portable water pumps into their pool, and they tested it. So that guy saved his home. And at the end of the day, his pool is empty. He used all 20,000 gallons in his pool to save his home. But it came through just rage and everything's burnt, but his house survived. So those are things that do people need to, on their own next time, be ready with stuff like that? They have your own portable pump generator to be able to save yourself, save your house.
Do you think, Mark, that, looking at the California situation with fires, and not only in Southern California, but Northern, we talked about, the Oakland fire. I remember I was in Oakland when that fire took place, and it was a firestorm. It was just like you described it. But do you think that California hasn't put enough resources? They've, I don't know. What are your thoughts? I mean, if
I'm not one to judge whether, but for example, in LA City, I mean, here's a couple things that happen in LA City right now, and it's all reported. I'm not speaking anything that is reported, that the mayor cut $17 million out of the budget. And of that, there's like 172 non-fire jobs cut in that budget. But what she didn't say is that she cut actual mechanic spots. So when they want to get their fire engine fixed, they're short mechanics. So they have a parking lot of 50 fire engines in their back of their fleet facilities with fire engines sitting there, need to be worked on. Well, that's not a fire department spot, but the consequences of not being able to fix fire engines is as severe, because now you're slowing down the whole process. So now you're running with your engines up. You're not your first line rigs. I mean, this is all pictures. I've seen pictures. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked at it at all. And a little, and I got to say about the chief, who she's done. I don't know her, but she's done so many things that are for the guys that I see that I didn't know that she's been fighting this battle against the mayor for years now, since the mayor's in her second year. And the first thing the mayor did was cut the budget it was last July. She presented a budget, which she got in, told her you have to cut 17 million, which she did. And not right now in 2025-26, that same mayor wants $42 million more of the budget. Not talk about that, but I've seen the memos on this, and this fire chief, was against this one, saying this is going to cause us problems, which it did. So the next one, 42 million, 15 fire stations, 300 personnel. And in fact, the fire chief, I have seen articles where she going on say, not only do we not need to cut, we need to add 26 fire stations and 300 guys, because their level, I said they had 105 fire stations, their level has been stagnant for 100 years. I mean, except their call load, they've quadrupled their call load over the last 20, 30 years. Say, I don't know what the number is, but it's literally probably more like a million. I don't know. They go so many calls, but the pure number is quadrupled in the last, with no increase in firemen or fire station. If you put like a guy who started for me 40 years ago, and we were doing 6 calls a day, and now that same guy coming on, who's a 20-year-old kid, is doing 24 calls a day. Wow. I mean, that's a big difference, because they always had their fire station 33 and 27s, they were one of the busiest in the nation. And how many more they're one of the busiest in the nation. How many more calls can you put on that station being the busiest in the nation? Can you go to one call every minute you're there? Like you're on a call 24 calls a day puts you on, go the call, do the call, get clear, go on another call. See, it's just so, she's probably correct. And the mayor, in all her brilliance, wanting to cut 42 million more and close down fire stations is just the wrong direction. And now you got to remember, this is not, the 17 million wasn't cut from the budget. It was moved into a different fund, which is the homeless fund. Directly steal from Peter to pay Paul. That's where the money went. This is not make it up. This is all documented, and their budget for homeless is numbers you guys cannot believe. It's unbelievable numbers. To homeless.
Well, obviously, I mean, homelessness, I was very critical of, the homelessness in San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, all the way up to Victoria in Canada, British Columbia. I mean, the homeless was a big problem. But you know what? If you don't prioritize fire prevention, everyone burns up, including the homeless. I mean, you got to prioritize.
Well, they didn't cut the police budget, which is astronomical. Also, they're both big, but they're big fire departments. These I don't know, top 3: New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles. Top 3 biggest in America, with New York, of course, being the most guys. But these are big fire departments, and the first line of defense in anything that goes on in any city is calling the fire department. The police come with a lot of this stuff, but if you're talking gas leaks, electrical problems with the medical aid, homeless, men down the street, hazmat, all these things are under purview of the fire department, and the police, they have their own thing. So, I mean, when we're talking what we do from when I first started 40 years ago, what I was required to know to what these guys are required to know, it's literally 10 times the things as their standard. We learn that over the course of a career, but these guys come in, they're expected to be knowledgeable in 20. If I was 20 years old and need to be knowledgeable in all these things, it's very difficult, very, very hard. And of course, they have the trouble nowadays getting. I know this to be factual. In the city I worked in, their last test, at the end of the day, they only had like 777 guys apply. And when I was taking it, we had thousands of guys stand in line to take the test. And then at the end of the day, they only had 100 guys to choose from that finished the testing process, passed, and were able to select from only 100 guys. And they needed 50 guys. So, I mean, it's very, are they not getting the right character, or has the frosting off the cake on the job, those are all the questions. It's a very, my son wants to be a fireman. That's his always wanted done. And he's going to get there. But, you got sometimes as an old guy, you're like saying it's a frosting off the cake, it's just cake. So I don't know. It's tough nowadays. You think a guy who wants to be a fireman now, and not a guy, we're talking anybody that wants to be a fireman now. It's a great time to try and get into the job because they need so many. And, my son's tested for Orange County a few months ago, San Bernardino County this end of the month, Rancho Cucamonga, so hopefully he's going to get a job. So great career. Can't hear you, Mike.
So do you think, Mark, do you think there's going to be changes around the bend here with this fire that just happened last week?
Well, if anybody with common sense, any layman, anybody who is looking at this, somebody's got to be fired. It's the question, is the right somebody going to be fired? Who's responsible for the water in the city of Los Angeles? That would be the person in charge of the water, and not notifying the people that they have 111 million gallon reservoir that has no water in it. And literally the guys did not know. So should that person be fired? Making $750,000 a year and failed her first big test? I mean, the mayor, we all know, should she be fired? And I'm going to say about the fire chief, she's fought every battle, in the day. She's the one that's to be holding the bag. But from what I've seen and read, and I didn't know her, but I've read recently a lot of her stuff, and I'm kind of impressed. I mean, she may be DI, she may be hired a bunch of, but she's fought every battle for the guys that I've seen. And but who's probably going to get fired in this? Who's going to get? I mean, Newsom's not going to get fired, and we had a chance to fire him a couple of years ago, and it wasn't even close, even after hundreds and millions not hundreds of millions, but millions of people call for recall. He won by a landslide. So, I mean, should he be fired? Yes. And I don't know if you know that you were probably, I don't know if you're living here then, but when he's absolutely correct, during Trump's first administration, Trump came down and got all the regulations lifted to be able to pump the water down. And he turned it down. Was it for the smelt fish? But let me give my perspective on this. Ever since we lived here, in this area I live, water is the biggest commodity that they could scare us with. We don't have water. It's a drought. Don't water your lawn. Only do it on Tuesdays. And then they're able to charge us what they want. So when I first moved in this house, it was $40 a month for, not even 40, $26 a month for water. I literally use 1/4 the water I did when I was a 22-year-old kid watering my lawn. Just tore out all my grass. And now I pay average $115 a month for water. So that's the biggest fear. They charge you for water coming in. They charge you for water going out. And that wasn't like that many years ago. So if Gavin opened up, it's not one faucet like Trump talked about. It's many different things to get the water flowing in a direction. But maybe one faucet. I don't know, but I don't think it's one. It's just to get it going to our direction. And if he flooded Southern California with water that is going right into the ocean, if he just changed the direction, which they can, and put it, instead of going to the ocean, it came down to Southern California, they would no longer be able to fear us with water. And if they can't fear us with water, then they can't charge us for that fear. And that's my opinion. It's been that opinion forever on the water issue. Why is water flowing in the ocean? Even if a smelt fish took a beating, it's not even good enough to be a sardine. So we can't even eat it. What do we? It flow it out the ocean, then the fish will get it out there. So sometimes the needs of the people outweigh the needs of the smelt fish. So that's my opinion on that. But Trump was right. Newsom turned it down. Said he was going to do it. At the same time, he tore water storage dams down up north in Northern California. So I don't know about that. I didn't ever hear about it. That's the quiet stuff that we don't even hear about. But he's bragging about it now, how he brought back salmon fishing for the Indians. Okay, I get it. I mean, so yeah, this is Trump got him, and Newsom's trying to spread a different thing now, but that did happen. I remember that happened because I was like, oh, come on, just give us the water. Yeah, because if they can't scare us, they can't charge us. Like for electricity, is shut down gas. During the last year, during the fires, when it was super hot, they're telling us don't charge your cars. We want you to be only electric cars, but during the highest, don't charge your cars. Don't you leave yourself limited to one energy, right? So,
well, by the way, I just got a message here a few minutes ago. Dan Cairns, our teammate, says, "Good job, boys."
Oh, thank you, Dan. You know, we love seeing Dan as the mayor of Huntington Beach. Just about. What a great guy. He's been a good friend to all of us. He's doing a good job.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you got any other questions? Because this is all perspective of a guy. So it's not like I'm running LA City or LA County. But
no, you've given
other night, you guys watched 60 Minutes other night. They had the Orange County chief on there. So, I can give a perspective. He did.
Yeah, no, you've given I think you've given a very fair and balanced overview of the situation right now in California with fighting these fires, both in Southern and Northern California. And, I think you're right. I mean, in anything in America, whether it's you're a coach for a National Football League team, or you're a CEO of a company, or you're a mayor or governor of a state, if things happen, people get fired. So I think there's going to be, the question is, where does the buck stop? That's who's going to take responsibility. Say, you know what, the buck stops with me. Has anyone said that, hey, we failed? Has anybody accepted any ownership of this?
Well, only Newsom's been on saying, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And it's his state. So, I mean, he could say all he wants, but it starts with, open the water, give us more water. If we have more water, we don't have to fight. It starts with, if a person competent in the water department is just close the thing and not just, why should have it closed? Like there's a guy up there, video of a guy up on top of the reservoir that's closed of the 111 million gallons, and there's no trucks working in there. It's not like it's been closed for a year and there's no trucks. Then you got to wonder that is it the fact that they would cost them too much to fill it up and they didn't want to spend that money? 111 million gallons. Do they charge themselves if they're filling up that reservoir? Is that the real fact? So she did an interview and was very forthright, and I'm like, she ran out of this $1 million this time, and we were out of water by this. Very forthright, but she hasn't explained anything on why this was shut down for so long. When do you expect it to be back open? And should you have notified everybody? So I think she's the biggest one that should be fired right now. And we'll see. I mean, Karen Bass should be recalled, her leadership. And I don't know if you guys back east read this. So the guy that ran against Karen Bass is a businessman, sharp businessman. And he happened to own a shopping center. Do you guys hear that? In Palisades?
Yeah, and he hired his own private crew.
His own private fire department came in, and guess what? He got saved. He saved his own business. And everybody's talking like he did something bad. And he's the only one that did something. The fire departments, they're kicking ass. They're doing everything they can. I mean, there's just so much out there. When looking at this. So anyway, that guy did something, and he's probably going to win the mayor next time around because he should have won. It was close. And he's a Republican, so it was close for a Republican, which is very unusual, but he's a very sharp guy, and he's a businessman. So he won that. He saved himself millions and millions and millions of dollars rebuilding. So, but I know a friend of mine worked for a private fire department. So people like Barbara Streisand and those people have a company they call if they're worried and bring in their own fire department. Either old retired guys like me who have our own gear, and we go out there, we set up the house I was supposed to be and hook up the water, and we're able to control just that house. And in fact, you probably know this, Mike, Ben Franklin, when he developed the fire department, it was an insurance thing. And so the people would fight over insurance and who's to protect the house. So if your house back in Philadelphia back in the day, if you're protected under insurance, that they would come protect your house. And that's how it actually was run back then. If you wasn't under their insurance or didn't want to buy it, it wasn't so good for you. So interesting stuff that you learn.
Thank you. We'll have to, you know what? I'll have to do some research about how one of our founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, helped combat fires. I think
he invented the fire service.
The city of brotherly love, the Philadelphia. Who, by the way, are you picking the Eagles to win?
Oh, now we're talking football. Yeah. I think my perfect scenario is a new champion, which would be the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
that would be. We'll get someone new in there, right? I think everybody else has won, and whoever's left, everybody's won.
Yeah,
man, but both those are great teams, and we just can't let the Chiefs get in there because the refs cheat so much for the Chiefs. No matter what you can do, play your best game, but the refs are going to call it in. I know. So it doesn't matter. They're going to get that mysterious foul on 4th and 28, a holding on the deep back, first down. They're going to get it's just shameful. It's shameful what's going on.
Well, hopefully the referees won't play too big of a role. Hey, a question that just came in. One of my students, I'm teaching high school business and marketing out here in New York. And one of my students, his name is Lewis. He's watching from his home. And he said here, hey, Coach Dot, can you ask Captain Churchward if he thinks the California fires were on purpose or an accident?
I don't have the information, but they have caught some people with blow torches starting fires. So, but not that fire. I think I don't have the information on that. That's a good question, but they have caught some people. I've seen video of multiple people starting fires with blow torches, and people have tracked them down. So, did it originally start? I don't think so. I thought I heard early on that they knew it started in someone's backyard. Unintentional, like an unintentional start with the 80 mile an hour wind. It just got out of hand real fast.
I read where, again, you're there down in Southern California. I read where there's a big rock. I think they call it the Rock or something in Palisades. And during New Year's, some people went up and they were firing off fireworks. And a week before the Palisade fire really got going, they had a little fire up there.
I heard that too.
And
I heard it was in specifically in someone's backyard. But I don't know, because I recently saw uncovered video of guys walking on a trail in Pacific Palisades. It's a beautiful. To your students, it's an unbelievable area. In next 2 weeks, with Rivieras played there when they play at Riviera Country Club, it borders the famous golf course that they're going to play PGA tournament. One side's Pacific Palisades, and the other side is Santa Monica. So you have both those beautiful areas, and that's that's beautiful, lush, but dry area. So I don't know. I don't know if it's what happened. They'll get to the bottom.
Yeah.
But right now, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but their biggest thing they're doing now, maybe I told you a little while ago, is that all those Indians are looking for bodies in the rubble because they can't account for all the people that lived in the house, and they don't know where all the people are. So my son's buddy, he's been out there since last Tuesday. So here we are, Friday, and his job now is going through the rubble and all the houses that are burnt and checking for bodies, looking for bodies. So
it's
going to get a lot higher. It's going to get a lot higher.
The body count, last I heard, was 25.
Did you hear one of the interesting thing? One of the guys that got that burned up an old 87-year-old guy whose last name was Rothschild. Did you hear about that?
I did.
Supposedly, for years he's been going like he's part of the family of the Rothschilds. He was in Pacific Palisades, part of the Rothschild family, or maybe it's Malibu, one of those two. And his house burned up. He was inside and he died. So lo and behold, that's not who he is. He's been using a fake name for 40 years. And guy got in contact with his brother, who said, I thought he died 40 years ago. So his brother didn't even know he's been alive for 40 years living under the alias. And he's somehow has millions of dollars now, but he wasn't a Rothschild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, it's I just want to thank you because I have a lot of friends that, in California. Both of you and I went to high school together, Edison High School, and you're the one person that I'm the closest to that understands fire better than anyone I know. And I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your experience and your wisdom about, where we've been, where we are today. And hopefully we can, cut down on the fires in the future.
Well, Mike, I know you're teaching now, and you got some of your kids listening, and you remember, all you young kids, that you could be doing this too if you have good grades, good education, keep yourself straight, don't get in trouble, maybe save the tax till after you get on the job, and you guys can make a career out of it, and anywhere and be part of that big city fire department where you live, or anywhere else around the area. So remember, all your kids, there's always, I went to the Career Center when I was a kid, and they literally told me based on my aptitude. Remember that, Mike, at the Career Center? They had that in the front, and my aptitude was toward helping people. And whatever it was, I can't remember what it was, but it said fire department. So all you guys, think about it. It's a good job, and it's a career, not a job. And they always say, if you're happy in your career, it's never a job.
Right. Or if you love what you're doing, you're
That's
right.
Yeah. I know something like that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's weird. Well, you know what? I'd like to kind of end on a strong note here, or a positive note. Our former Edison Charger, former UCLA quarterback, Rick Bayshore, has set up a couple years ago. He set up called the Edison Quarterback Club?
Correct.
And you know what? What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go there right now, see if I can share the screen. Let's see. I'm going to see if we can get it here. We're going to go to let's go to, share this. This is, by the way, Christmas Tree Lane. Do you know where that is located? Christmas Tree Lane?
North Van Nuys Boulevard. No, I've never been there.
It's in Altadena, and it's the oldest Christmas tree street in the country where they do. Yeah, and I think it survived. They had these beautiful trees in Altadena, and I learned about this on the news when I was watching the 24/7 broadcast about the terrible fires. But if you go to YouTube and you go to the Edison Quarterback Club. There we go. And you go to videos and you scroll down. And these let's see, you're 69.
Go to 79.
Yeah, so let's scroll down here. We're 73. Oh, there's Edison versus Estancia. Wow. Ooh. 1999, said 1971. Is that when Rocky Wan played in 71?
I think he was done by then.
Wow. And there's 89, St. John Bosco.
Jesus.
And by the way, you got to give a shout out to all the Edison Chargers. They won the state championship this year. Now, this right here, 1977.
Oh, you were a sophomore then. You weren't there.
No, I'm playing on Modern Day.
Well, I know, but you were 77.
I was a junior.
Oh, you on that game?
I'm in this game here. I'll show you.
Holy moly!
Let me show you. This is okay. So Edison's got the ball. Is that Tim Frank or at fullback? 34.
Yeah, maybe.
That's Tim Frank, and that's Frank Sire at quarterback.
Holy moly!
Is that Ponder? 24? Or is that?
That's probably Ponder. Yeah.
This is against the Monarchs. Is it Gil Rhodes, number 80? Look at Frank throwing that ball. Oh! Okay, they're punting.
The Dots come in the game here.
I think I'm returning this punt here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm back there. Yeah.
That you?
I don't know if that's no. I was one of the other punt. I'm 32. Oh, that's me right there.
Right there with the ball.
That's me with the ball. Oh my gosh, I get pummeled. And our quarterback was Tim O'Hara.
Yeah, it was. He became the coach, right?
Yeah, Tim
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
Here, I think Jay Serra.
I think he's still coach. He's now coaching at Modern. I think he's the offensive coordinator at Modern Day. That's Gonzalez. He was one of our running backs. Oh, look at him. Look at that.
What the hell happened there?
Wow. But you guys beat us. When I say you guys, I mean Edison.
What the heck?
And this was
the game. I jump over. That was awesome.
This was the game that after the game, my dad came down on the field. Oh, was it 21-21?
What?
It was tied up.
Well, second half.
Anyway, Edison, this was the game. At the end of the game, my dad was so upset that Modern Day lost that he came down the field and he said, he went right to Coach Workman and said, "Hey, Coach, can we talk about my son coming to Edison?" Which, I didn't even know about it. I was happy at Modern Day.
Frank on the keep.
Yeah, it's Frank on the keep. Who's 20?
Ray Cano.
Oh, that's Ray. Yeah. Ray Cano. I know Ray.
Yeah, I think it's Ray Cano.
There's Frank. Started as a sophomore. Who's number 3?
It's Chuck. Right there, number 3.
He just caught the ball. Who's number
Chuck
3?
Crawford. Chuck Crawford.
Nice move there for Chuck.
He had him start in the last game against St. Paul.
Is that Hyder, number 7?
Yeah.
Hyder's holding the ball, the extra point.
Did Hyder miss the tackle on that long play?
So here's that kickoff. I think I might get the kickoff. No. Wow, he kicked it really deep. Look at that. Okay, here we go. See, Modern Day, we ran this, it's called the Cincinnati Veer. And my dad said, I don't want my son running the Cincinnati Veer. I want him in the I formation, student body right, student body left, and that's what Edison ran. There's Hyder, number 7.
There's Hyder right there.
I think that was.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Tim O'Hara, look at that.
Oh, that's Donnie Wiseman on him. That's Donnie Wiseman jumping all over him right there.
Wow. Donnie Wiseman. Who's number 13? He got the interception. Well, there's what's his name? Steve Davis.
Steve Davis is 7, I believe.
No, Hyder's number 7.
Or Davis 6.
Right. There's Frank Sire. Bootleg.
Are they insane making him run?
Sunshine. See, now this is good quality. This is a pretty good quality. Oh, there's Hyder, number 7.
51 seconds left?
No, this is in the
third quarter. Oh, dang.
Look at that. Is that Ray Cano?
I think that's Ray Cano, yeah.
Ray Cano.
Or it's not Rob Malucky.
And I know number 34 is Tim Frank.
Yep.
(28-21). Yeah, Edison. This is at
Labarge.
This is at Orange Coast, right? Oh boy. Well, that guy's name. His name's McGowan. The guy that just intercepted it.
Oh, okay.
McGowan. Is Rob McGowan in there?
Yeah, Donahue playing on that team, right?
Yep.
Another pick.
Who got that pick?
Pick 6.
Who is that?
Number 13 again.
Who is that?
I don't know.
You were a freshman. Were you at this game? Were you watching? No, you were a sophomore.
As a sophomore. Yeah, I was at the game. I don't remember it though.
So yeah, this was
no. I don't know if I was a game because no, I don't think I was.
The reason I'm on. Let's see, who's that carrying the ball? Oh yeah, see, that's Gonzalez. I didn't get the ball there, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, my dad got so frustrated because there's Tim. See, and he has an option to run or pick, and my dad was just driving him nuts because
Whoa, got 2 tackles. Is that you?
Yeah, he's a good running back. Gonzalez.
Is that you?
No, that's Gonzalez. I think he's in the insurance. And speaking of insurance, I think he's an insurance guy. So it was this game. If it weren't for this game, I might have stayed at Mater Dei. But this game drove my dad nuts. So he came down the field and said, "Oh yeah, that's me carrying the ball." But see, right up the
you
middle.
Couldn't be effective in this.
Called the Cincinnati Veer. up.
Oh, another interception by the way.
There's Steve Davis. Yeah, very frustrating. Well, you know what? Let's go to it here. I want to go to. Let's watch. You tell me where, because it's 19. Now there's 78. But let's go to with you at Kerwin Bell. 79. Here we go. So let's show our audience.
No, the second half of 79 then.
Let's see here. We're gonna look. We're looking through. Let's go to
the third quarter of 79. Second half.
Well, let's see here. Let's just look. I'm looking through, trying to get to 79. Boy, a lot of games. 75, 81. Where's 79? 78. Chafee. Where is 79? Oh, 83. No. It's got to come up 79. I mean, that was one of the greatest Edison teams in Edison's school history. You guys beat, what was the final? You beat, who did you beat in the final game?
Redlands.
What was the score?
55-0.
Yeah. Okay, there's 1980. 81. Why did it? 78.
I think that's one of the first. There's you right there, bud.
No,
that's you right there. That's you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, getting cramps. I had cramps, but I'm trying. Come on, they should have 1979 all over this.
They do because it was the first one.
No. They got to have more than just one.
No, because I gave him to it first. He wanted to do it, and I gave him to it right away.
Oh, he did yours first.
It was already done.
You mean he's only got one? Because I'm looking at all these. What happened to 79? Did they destroy the film?
What's up? Yeah.
What is this here? 79. Come on. I'll go all the way up. I'll go all the way up. You know what? I got to call Rick Bayshore and say, Rick, one of the greatest teams in Edison high school history.
It's in there.
No, I'm looking except for 70 there. Okay, I'll go up. No, it keeps going.
It's going around the circle?
No, it's not. It's just going through all the. There's a lot of game. You put up a lot of film, but I don't see 79. I'll go up to the top, but I'm trying to see if he's got other 79 film here.
No, there's only the Fontana game and the finals game, I believe.
Why is that?
81.
Okay, let me go all the way at the top. This is 69.
No, it's all. I think it must be at the bottom.
Okay, let's see all. Let's just see all. All. You think it's at the bottom?
Yeah, because it's one of the first ones put on.
Okay, I'm going to go all the way down. Let me go all the way down here. We go all the way down. See, there should be a way where I could just type in 1979. I wonder if that comes up. Watch this. I'll do 1979. Let's see if something comes up. Let's see this. Oh, there we go.
Oh, damn. I've never seen that one.
You want to see this one?
Go to the finals. Go to the second half of the finals. There's a lot of scoring in that.
What? I put 1979. What's this? All this 81, 78, 80. Why isn't there 79? No, here. This is 79. Edison versus El Medina. Second half.
We lost that game. That wasn't very good.
Well, why can't I find 1970? Here, let's do Edison. Let's see. Edison.
Finals. Put 79 finals.
Okay, finals. Okay, let's do this. Edison 1979 finals. Let's see if this comes up.
No. What's that game?
Edison Charger. Let's see. Very interesting. 1979 finals.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, but this is
That was you.
El Medina. Why can't I find? I got to ask Rick Bayshore.
All right.
Why can't I find 1979?
Why is that picture of you right there with the pull hamstring?
I don't know. The question is why can't I find 1979?
Oh well, it is what it is, Mike.
No, it isn't. No, we got it. No, we got to put up. We've got to find it because people want to know. Well, they want to see you, and we got to find. We got to show them.
Want to see me, Mike?
They want to see you.
But this is not too long, bud.
No. You don't understand. There's no time. You know what? We don't have to break for commercials. We don't have any. We could do whatever we want to do. And I'm just look at this 2012 playlist. So if I click videos, okay, oldest. Here we go. Oldest. Here are the oldest. Because you said it was put up, one of the first ones put up. So
yeah.
So here's the list. If you see 79, 71, 72. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. This is what we're going to 74. Okay, so I'm able to go. Okay, we're going through the years. Here we go.
Look at all these films.
Here we go. Here we go. 79. There's just one? What is that? How can that be? Does Kerwin Bell, does he have all the film?
No, I have it. I have it right here in front of me.
Why is there all these film and in 1979 is Edison versus El Medina?
I don't know.
We got to get to the bottom of this. You know what? You know what we're going to do right now? Watch
That's
this.
all right.
Watch this.
Just put CIF finals in. That would do it, Mike.
We're going to get to the bottom of this. What did you say?
Just put CIF finals. Just CIF finals.
Oh.
Edison, not 79, just CIF.
CF finals? Okay, let's see. CIF finals.
Oh, it went back. Go back. It said 1979.
Okay. Is this it?
No. What's this one? No.
Look at this. I'm calling Rick Bayshore right now. Look at it. Oh, this is basketball. Eddie. Oh, look at that. Coach Workman, 1982. 1980. They got everything but air. Okay. I'm calling Rick Bayshore right now. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Hold on here. Let's see if he answers. Okay. Here we go. Calling him right now. I'm putting him on the speakerphone.
This is Rick Bayshore with Commonwealth Title. Please leave a message. I'll return your call as quick as I can. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Rick Bayshore, go Chargers, go Bruins. And I just wanted to say I've got one of the great Charger fullbacks of all time, Mark Churchward, on the line right now. And we are looking at the Charger Quarterback Club. And we are trying to find the 1979 CIF final game, which our Chargers won 55-0. And I always say that 1979 team was one of the greatest Charger teams ever. And we can't find any information. Mark, what are your thoughts, Mark? I've got you on the
I don't know. I do not know.
And Mark said he gave you Rick the tape, right?
Yeah.
we can't find it. Any event, Rick, give our love to your beautiful wife. Go Bruins, go Chargers, and thank you for all that you're doing for the Charger Quarterback Club. It's quite an amazing breadth of great film and history. So thank you for all that you're doing for the school and for the great tradition of Edison High School football. And hopefully you can get up that 1979 tape, because we want to show off Mark Churchward. But I'm gonna show off. There is a El Medina game, and I'm gonna put that up right now. So thank you, Rick. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna just put the 1979 because I just want to see you. Well, Mark, we don't have to do the 1971. We can do the. You're at 78, so let's do that.
No, I'm not. Ooh.
Look at this. Which one?
You know, there's one with you, Dot. That's from Pius X in 78.
Yeah, but which one do you want to look at? Because I want
Just like the El Medina game. I didn't play bad that game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. El Medina. Let's see here. 1979. There it is, right there. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're gonna go back. Here we go.
There's Chop in the middle.
Yeah, Bill Malavasi?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Who's 40?
Troy Sire.
Oh, Troy Sire.
Phil just got hammered on the double team there. Phil got double team big. Oh.
How did you guys lose to El Medina?
Well, you'll see. Yeah, held him.
Okay, there you are. Pull back.
There you go. Get the ball right away? What?
That's you. Who's that, Boyer?
Yep. Oh, be like, see that? Put him on his back.
Put him on his back.
Oh my God.
Did he intercept it? That was an interception.
I think so.
What's the score right now?
I don't know.
Well, that's a pretty good running back there.
The weird thing about this game, I think Troy got credited for like 20 tackles.
Troy Sire?
Yeah. In a loss. Or no, he won that one. Yeah, in the loss. We lost. Yes.
Oh, that's Dino. Dino Bell.
What sports are you doing there?
What's that?
Flipping. Oh yeah, we're highly penalized.
How many penalties?
Oh my God, we had to give him the ball back. Oh Lord. Yeah. I
Oh, what
remember
happened? Oh my gosh.
that happened twice. That happened, I think.
You're gonna go for 2?
Oh man.
They got 2 points. What's the score? 14-14.
Oh, we have a lot of scoring to go. Shit.
Number 12.
Parity, I believe.
Here's Kerwin. Look at this. Watch this,
Oh.
boy. Goodbye.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. You're not catching Kerwin.
Ooh, I wish we could see that again.
Holy mackerel. Did you have a block on that play?
I think this is blocked or something. He misses it. He got it. So for some reason, he misses the next one.
Well, you're up. You're in control. You're up. What's good? You don't lose this game. No way.
You stand by.
I just got a text from Barry Waters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wants to watch the replay of this, so I'll send it to him.
Barry knows. If you're listening, Barry, you remember that I think Troy had like in this loss, like I'm gonna say 21 tackles or something.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone had 21 tackles in a game. Like an Edison record?
Per game, I would imagine. It was a number. We were like, but we lost.
There you are, right there, Mark. Oh my gosh. They intercepted? What happened? God, he just had a good block and he just cut it off.
Must have been good because we got the ball back. It was third down. It's third down.
Good block. But Frank just fell
I
down.
tripped him. I remember that play. That guy's blitzing. The guy's blitzing, and I had a good block, and I tripped Frank. I remember that. I was like, no.
We're winning right now, 21-14, right? Fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go. Dino Bell on the tackle.
I don't know who 17 is.
Oh,
That was like a legal movie in there. Oh,
he fumbled? They just keep getting 4 yards in a cloud of dust.
that's early in the season. That was all grass field.
Good tackle, Dino.
Yeah, that's a good tackle. Oh.
Wow, they just marching right down the field, aren't they? Wow.
It's kind of like a wing tee they're running. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I wonder how many yards that number 44 for El Medino had. El Medino.
Guy named Adams is the quarterback.
Are they going to score here?
Don't remember. I haven't seen this game in.
Touchdown.
It looked sloppy though.
Was this like the first or second
50
game
years
of the
ago,
season?
45 years ago.
We're going for 2. Oh, he's going to run. Fumble. Don't tell me they got it. Oh my gosh. So they're up 22-21. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that makes sense now.
What's going on in the Kerwin? There you are.
The guy ran out of the way of the block.
Oh my gosh, here goes Kerwin. Wow.
I remember now. We keep scoring. We keep, and then they drive down.
What is that, a penalty? They took the penalty?
What was it?
I don't know, illegal shit? Illegal motion? Uh-oh.
Oh, throw it, Mark. Oh, he's not throwing it. That's a great play. That'd be perfect to throw that ball. That play worked every time. That's been so many yards on that play. The counter, French counter every time.
Are you going to score or are you going to win the game? There goes Kerwin, touchdown. 10-yard line.
I blew that. I got a good block on that one right there.
That was a good block. You did a really good block.
I blew it open.
Another good block. Get the touch. Oh, he's down on the one.
I'm still on the ground.
Here we go. Let's see. He's going to follow you. Oh, you go up. You dove before he did.
I don't know what I was doing there, Mike.
You were diving for the touchdown. Touchdown? Okay, so there we go. Look at you. Look at your hands. Touchdown.
That's hilarious. Oh, went for 2. They're going to Boyer for sure. Oh, no.
No, they went for 7.
Jones.
So you're up 27-22 with 153
Yeah,
to
stand
go.
by.
What?
Stand by.
Come on.
I remember what happens now.
No.
I'm going to guess it's the wheel that kills us on a long. They get a long touchdown on the wheel.
No way.
I think so. To our sideline, right to our right front quarter. That's where it's going to go.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
What? No, he missed it.
Oh. There's not much time left.
There's like a minute left. The guy has a funny motion throwing the ball.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Here it is.
Oh, he almost intercepted.
It is.
What? What? What just happened?
Get burnt on the wheel. Greg Jones. So there's not much time, like a minute left now. I'm taking 50 seconds left, and then we're coming in. We give the score, but so much we're scoring all over the place. Plus, brought back from penalties. Bell, I think. Fumble. Yeah.
Did Dino fumble it? Game over. Good. Wow.
Yeah, we thought for sure come back for that. We were scoring at will. We had the one call back.
There's Coach Waters.
I think there's a one call back. There's Coach Awa. Right there.
Coach Waters.
Right there in front. Coach Barry.
Wow.
That was fantastic.
That was there. Let's go back.
I remember that. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I remember what happened. But we thought we were going to score easy. We're going to go back in, score that thing. But those guys, I met many of those guys many, many years later. And they, like the Newport guys, talked about that. Like, it didn't matter what we did. They still beat us during that year, which they did.
Right. Newport, you lost to Newport and El Medina, right?
Right. Both Yeah, I never won at Fred Kelly Field in El Medina. We lost Canyon the junior year, and then we lost to Canyon, and then we thumped them our senior, and then El Medina. So
Right.
good times, very good times.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Mark, for coming on Champions on the Dot. You are a true champion, and again, you're a great teammate, and I'm just thankful. I know that I couldn't have done what I did without you blocking at the fullback position, and I know
I'm gonna go back and look at that film and see what I did.
And I know Kerwin.
Yeah, you remember our game when me and you? I got my first start against Modern Day your senior year, my junior year, and I had a really good game. You did too.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
You remember all the your back was just slaughtered with helmet.
You know what? I would love to.
helmets.
I wonder who has that tape. I mean, I would love to see that tape.
Oh, that was a good game. 14-7,
Yeah.
I believe we won 14-7, or yeah, I think.
Well, if anyone has that tape out there, if you have the Modern Day versus Edison tape, 1978, please let us know.
I know Greg Scherf. He worked with me from Long Beach. He was a linebacker your junior year, so he was a senior that year. You were a junior, so
we were same class. Greg Scherf and I were same class.
Yeah, so he was. So that's right. He was same class.
Yep.
So that we played against him that game. So fireman with me in Long Beach. So it was always fun talking about you and the Modern Day our game. So it's fun.
Yeah. Well, again, that game.
Just remember all those firemen out there doing a great job. No matter what management does, no matter what is going on, those guys are out working hard for all of us. And at the end of the day, they just fall upon the training and get it done. So,
by the way, Eric Pierce, here's someone that. Do you know this? Do you know Eric Pierce?
I don't.
He says, "Great show, man."
All right. Thanks, Eric.
So, and then I'll go back up here. Look at this. Dan Cairns typed in, "Good job, boys."
Good stuff.
So,
all right.
Well, hey, Mark, thank you, brother. And give my love to Karen and the kids. And I want to thank you for all that you've done for, your serving the Southern California and helping, keep fires out, not only in Orange County, but Long Beach.
Remember Peyton? He's a big boy now.
Hey, Peyton.
He's he's getting ready to get into the fire, and then my job will be done complete.
Yeah, he's falling. Yep, he's
following all across the board.
He's the acorn doesn't fall far from the oak tree.
Well, one quick note that on him when he was a senior playing at Edison. So he's going to play, and I'm super excited. And then before the game, he's a captain. Luckily, before that game, and then Barry Waters was the honorary captain for Edison. So he goes out and they do the coin flip. Then after he's done, he says, "Peyton, I want to talk to you." And then Peyton's like, "Who's this old guy?" I was like, "Why does this guy want to talk to me?" And then Peyton just said, "Hey, I know your dad. Good man. I'm so proud of you. You're doing a great job." And he didn't he's like, "Thank you, sir." He didn't understand any of it. So it was just funny, Coach Al was looking at this, and I was very proud. I got a nice picture of it, and it means a lot to me. And he doesn't know, but it means a lot to him too. So it was a good time. Man, he got a not pick six, but intercepted to end the game. So that was good.
Well,
back in his day, just 8 years ago.
And Peyton went on to play college football. Tell our audience where he
went.
I
played a small college in Minnesota, and I wanted to, because he's always, since he was a little kid, wanted to be a fireman. There was never a thing, and that's what his always footsteps are. And I was like, well, we got to get you to try something else. So we sent him to Minnesota to small college, a Division III college, and just quick story. He's when COVID hits, he comes back home. So he goes back from COVID, and they're late, and this freshman shows up, and it just he's a beast. And he tells the same story, is that, he had the coach was like, "Hey, Peyton, 3 seniors retired." So he's not retired. They didn't come back from COVID. So he has a chance to be the guy. And this kid comes in, and he's, 6'3", 225 for a Division III guy. That's huge and fast and strong. And the coaches wanted to teach this guy because he was really good, but didn't have all the internal knowledge like Peyton had. So he had to teach the kid to take his job. And the guy's now the all-time leading tackler, Gustavus, 3-time All-American, great kid. And that sometimes you get into college life, and that's what you come up with. You come up with teaching the best guy that's ever played there how to play the position. So it happens, and he knows it, and I know we've all been there. You know it, being a pro, being in college, there's always some guy coming up that's going to be pretty good. Lucky, hopefully you're the guy, but it could not be the guy.
You're always replaceable. There's no question about it.
Right.
So, well, what we do as a tradition here on Champions on the Dot, Mark, is you're our special guest and you get to have the last word. So if there's anyone out there, if you have any good advice about fire prevention, or if you want to talk about who you like in this weekend's NFL playoffs, you get the last word. And again, Mark, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the dot. And don't hang up after you say what you have to say, but I'm going to take myself off the screen and put my mute button on. And again, thank you, brother. And always proud to be a Charger.
Yeah. Thank you, Doc, for having me. And I want to just, again, all you young guys, maybe in Mike's classes, teaching, or anybody looking, it's a great time to think about a career in the fire service. Great career, good time off, good benefits. And you can't go wrong. If you like blood and guts and fire, it's the place for you. Let's go the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. I think those are the two teams that need to get the Super Bowl. We have a new champion, and I think that would be a fantastic game. So let's go both those teams, although I live in Ram area, but that's the game I would like to see, is the Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions. Thank you, Mike. Have a good day.